My name is Patrick Dumas. I am the writer and director of Night of the Aliens. I shot this movie back in the year 2000, I believe. Yeah, October of 2000. And I was about 13 when I began production on this film. And man, I just want to say that it's a pleasure to be back here to talk about this movie, which is the very first film I had ever done. And this is the 10th anniversary silent movie edition that we're watching right now, and I just want to go ahead and go into detail that back when we first made the movie, we made about several different versions of the film. Of course, the first release was done in color and had sound, and also had, was actually basically done the way movies are technically. But the problem is this movie was badly edited, and you can see that it's all the quality of the picture is not quite pretty good, and there's me right there making my on-screen debut as the role of Peter. And now, back when we first made this movie, we had a lot. It was originally longer, and but the problem was a lot of scenes. We had to cut a lot of scenes out because there was a bunch of scenes that were very pointless and really dumb and campy and stupid, and we just decided it was just too much, so we cut them all out. So this sequence you're seeing here is actually the first thing we shot, and and the music that was originally heard was from John Carpenter's Halloween, and it went around for like maybe several years, and but the music you're hearing right now was performed by J. Peter Robinson, I believe is the composer's name, and it was used in Wes Craven's New Nightmare. And of course, the reason we had to do the silent movie gag that you're seeing is because the soundtrack of the video was messing up real bad, and you could hardly ever hear, because this was shot with a VHS quality camera, and it was just really messed up. So now to talk about the character you just saw, the alien villain that you're seeing right now. I was at a drugstore one day, and it was around probably the last week of September, I think, and I believe that it was probably around that time. Anyway, I found that costume, and I thought it looked pretty cool, and so I decided it would make pretty good for a movie. And but sadly, not very long after buying this costume, it just went into really bad shape. And as you may notice in the previous take of him standing at the window, the silver V, or whatever the hell it is that you're seeing on the chest part, was all wrinkly, and the mask was in pretty bad shape too. But it just like you could hardly see out of the eyes of the mask, and it was just very frustrating, I'll tell you that. But now this sequence here with Peter and this little three-eyed little stranger is actually quite touching. Now how this is done, Eric Hires, the film editor, who also appears in the movie as well as a few other characters, is actually moving him off screen, where he's holding the camera in front of him, and he's just making sure he doesn't see his fingers. He tilts the camera up so you can't see it. So of course this doll that you're actually seeing, that's a doll in real life, is actually a doll of the three-eyed alien or alien characters that you see pretty now and again, was from the Toy Story franchise. And I saw that too sometime maybe before or after I bought the Elven Lore costume. I figured, it'd be cool if I put them in a movie, because I figured that if, even though I haven't done any pictures yet, I decided I wanted my first movie to be about aliens. So, what inspired me to make this movie was going back late 1999, early 2000. I had seen the movie Galaxy Quest with the movie with Tim Allen and Sigourney Weaver and Alan Rickman. Watching that movie just gave me the idea to make a movie. I guess you could say from, I don't know. That movie is what led me into making this movie, because I thought it was kind of funny. So I figured, what the heck. Now, here's Eric making his first appearance into the picture as the role of Ash. And this was shot, but basically this scene that you're seeing right now was shot about a week after the opening sequence, and this was shot on Halloween. Believe it or not, this was shot on Halloween of the year 2000. Because like I said, this was like over a decade ago, and like I said before, the picture quality is very, very crappy, and it just we were young and foolish. Like I said, I was 13 when we made this, and I'm about to be turning 28 in a couple of months, and of course, the name Ash, comes from Sam Raimi's The Evil Dead, the character played by Bruce Campbell. It's just very funny. So technically, that's what this movie is like. It's like an alien science fiction switch on The Evil Dead. Instead of demons, it's aliens. So and here I am, playing another performance. A character by the name of Lank. Now, when we originally shot this upcoming fight sequence, the makeup actually, as I was getting the makeup on, and when we shot it, like I said, we originally shot it in color. It looked like my hair really was black, because this picture was seen by at least a few friends of ours, myself and some friends of Eric, and they thought the hair was my hair was black. So it was actually, I don't know, but this laser fight sequence had a really nice effect on how it mainly looked cool how Elvin Lore's laser sword came on, but where it was just done where Eric would pull it out, then hold still, then I would quickly walk over and put the blade on it, and then shoot it again. So that's practically what we had to do. But seeing as this movie's probably only got about maybe a few more minutes, there's not really a lot. There's a lot I'd like to say more about when we made this movie, but this little stunt effect that you're about to see in a few seconds, where Newt, well, he's now going to be called Newt, is about to be yanked out of my hands. That was done by the work of Eric, tying right there. You just saw it right there. Eric had tied an invisible string around the doll's waist, and had his to where when he yanked it, his arms would tilt forward. And it actually kind of startled me when we shot that take. It was actually pretty cool. I just have to admit, this movie does have a good story to it, but the problem is, it was made, like I said, with bad editing and not a good picture quality. Now this is where it started getting pretty frustrating, because this is like a week after Halloween, this sequence here, and it was really cold, and of course you see you can see that it was awful. You could almost see my breath in a few takes, as you see the close-ups, and But this little action sequence coming up too, what probably took us about 3.5 nights, I think, to shoot. One fight sequence probably inside that shed was one night before this little fight coming up right here. Now, one thing I'd like to say about this is that how the light comes on. The backyard of that house that you're seeing had a receptacle post with where you could actually plug in certain items, and we had a light rigged up to that post. So we played it as where Elven Lore has magical powers where he can create light. So that kind of beats it all. That's basically something that you can easily get away with, you know, in anything you do. Now this is really, you know, a very heartbreaking moment. Peter finding out that Elven Lore was really his father, and this very cool flashback sequence you're seeing right here. We actually shot this before we shot the scene in the bedroom where Elven Lore, you know, magically yanks Newt out of Peter's hands. And like I said, you know, originally when we in the original theatrical release of the picture, it was done in color, and music was different. Of course, not just the music from Halloween, but we also used pieces of music from the Scream movies that was done by Marco Beltrami, and this is like over a decade before. Well, back when it was a trilogy, you know. And one thing I'd like to say is that this little take right there, he really did hit me that hard in the belly as I went down. And you may notice right there, when I kick it out of his hand as he's trying to stab me, it quickly ended up in my hand so quick, where I never quite got how that was possible. You know, how I could, you know, easily grab something. But the thing is, as I kicked it out of his hand, the handle of the laser sword actually hit me in the face, and it just ended up in my hand so quick that I just wanted to get it done and over with. So that can still be a mystery, you know, as far as I'm concerned. And like I said, you know, not very long after I bought that costume, the Elven Lore costume that we're using in the movie, had gone in really bad shape shortly after I bought it, which I'm guessing because maybe it was on sale and never bought, and in storage, like back and forth so many times for so many years, that it just wouldn't be in pretty good shape after so many years. So I don't really know. All I know is that, you know, the costume was just, you know, in really bad shape. And now this is a one night later. This sequence here with the of the ship arriving and the and another Toy Story montage right there. That's actually a vehicle design, toy design of the Buzz Lightyear starship that we used in the picture, and that's a different toy as well. That's a smaller figure version of the character that you're seeing. And before I forget, the jacket you saw me wearing, I kept for so many years after we finished the picture. Actually, surprisingly, went missing not very long after, probably about a couple of years ago. I don't know what happened to it. I went to go visit my parents' house one day, and I could never find it. I don't know what happened to it. Now, this is the opening. This is the original opening of the sequel, Dawn of the Aliens, which Eric directed, and we thought when we put this version of the film together, have it, you know, end like this, with more bad guys, you know, showing up, and kidnapping the bad guys. So there you have it. Hope you enjoyed this picture. As much as I enjoyed making it, and before I forget, I do have a remake in mind to make the film, and I have a script available, but it won't be coming in production, anytime soon because there you have it. Thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and take care. Bye bye.